All right, Virgo, here we go. May 2025. Ooh, let's cut the deck. Let's see your theme. I don't know. What's going on, man? I've just come off Leo reading, a Cancer reading. They were intense. The readings have been intense so far. All the way through this. Gemini, too. Fuck. I'm hoping for a mellow one. I mean, you guys are virgins. I mean, what could be going on? I mean, what could be so exciting, right? I mean, I don't know. Oh, shit. It's a Fool. Your theme energy here after the card is the Fool, fueled by the King of Swords. Two of Swords and a Nine of Cups. Just give me a minute. Well, I got no way to slice this other than it's going to be another intense reading. I got someone making a move towards you, although they might be confused by your reaction. Okay, let's just do it. Let's see where we go. I talked about a fling it came up in another reading too. I think it was, I don't know, who had the fling? Was it Aries? Might be. This isn't really a fling. This is just somebody, you've always got somebody around you that likes you. Why are you so unapproachable? What's the deal? I mean, I'm afraid to ask you out, and I'm not afraid to ask anybody out. I never have been. It's ever since it was put to me by my father, what's the worst that could happen? They say no? You got a date with them now? No? Well, then what's the fucking difference? Right? Once you realize that logic, it's really easy to just approach people. You got nothing to lose. You want to go out sometime? It's easy. They either say yes or no. If they say no, it's a wash. You don't have a date with them anyway. Right? I mean, if they say yes, it actually creates complications because then you got to plan a date. Oh, fuck. Now it's going to cost me money. I got to... All right. And I got to take a shower. The first time in 6 months. I mean, All right, here we go. Let's see where we're at here. All right, it's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but the title brought you in here. You found Steve Love Terry here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. Yep. Sold you a chicken. Pyramid, top row, how they feel about you. Middle, how they see you. Bottom of the pyramid is potential final outcome. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. Nobody can. I'll clarify whatever needs clarifying and throw some universe cards at the end. The overall energy is 10 Pentacles. Somebody wants in your life. They're worried about what you're going to say, but they're going to come in and ask you. Somebody's going to ask you out. Maybe they just heard me. Maybe my logic, right? It doesn't have to be about the reading. It could just be something I say. I give good advice. People know that. Ask anyone. I got thousands of people right here offline that would tell you. Honestly, you got nothing to lose. You never have anything to lose. Just tell someone how you feel. Who cares whether they agree with it or not? What's the difference? I find it's more of a complication if they say yes. Because again, I have to plan. Oh, great. I was expecting a no. Somebody here is expecting a no. Okay? And they're a little bit worried about that. Okay, well, let's just see how they feel about you. All right? Somebody wants you in their life or they want to be in yours. Now, this can also play out another way. Same frequency of energy can play out 1,000 different ways. But this can also be somebody trying to, wanting to crash at your place, shall we say? You know, stay with you. Can I stay with you for a little while? You know, keep in mind that they're lying when they say a little while. Okay? All right, that's all I can say. They might make themselves at home a little too much. Anyway, let's see where we go. How does this energy, incoming energy, you have a soul connection with him, whoever it is. Hermit, like I said, Virgo, there you are. You're showing up. You're all they're thinking about. You are their world. You are their everything. Okay. Center card. King of Wands. They might be a boss. They might be somebody in charge of you. They might be somebody's dad or mom. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's no genders here, but it's a dude on the card. What do I mean by somebody's dad? Well, you got a friend. Her name's Janelle. Well, that's the name I use all the time, right? Janelle's dad likes you, right? I mean, I don't know. It might be. Might be. We'll keep going. Wheel of Fortune. Somebody wants to take you from fantasy into reality. They dream about you a lot, whoever this person is. Somebody wants to change your dynamic. or a relationship with this person would change the dynamic and they're aware of that, so they're afraid of that. That's possible too. This is somebody who's never been vulnerable with you before. Somebody who definitely, again, I get sort of a cocky bastard off of this a little bit. Somebody who might be distant. Okay, how do they see you? 8 of Cups. Okay. And the 5 of Swords. This is somebody who wants to be your mentor. Oh, I love this shit. This is somebody who wants to be your mentor. They see you making mistakes. They want to try to... This is somebody who thinks that they can dominate you. Somebody who thinks that they might show up in your life as somebody trying to help you with advice and all that stuff. And can I talk to you for a second? You know, I noticed when you're whatever. I don't know. This could be it could be somebody at work that tries to train you and takes it a little too seriously, starts getting into your personal shit. You know, I mean, you're training me to run a cash register. Why do you need to know about my past relationship? What was that after? What? Is that a button on here? You know, past relationship. There it is, right near total. I mean, somebody sees you as needing help. Somebody sees you as needy. Somebody sees you as making mistakes. And again, I'm drawn to this guy right here. I was going to say it. I should have said it. There's some kind of ego play here. It's possible they feel like they're your soulmate. Soulmate's a wonderful thing. You know, there's a few people that are qualified to say you're soulmates. There's certain, you don't have to be a freak like me who can pick up on vibes to tell if you're soulmates with somebody. And I say freak with love, don't worry. You know, but I am. I was the weird little kid who sat in the back of the room in elementary school with the notebook. Nobody thought I'd end up as anything. Most of the people who thought I wouldn't end up as anything ended up as nothing. You know, it's the age-old story. It's Bruce Springsteen's glory days, right? The baseball star. You peak in high school, that's it. The rest of it is just drinking problems and, you know, trying to get by. That's why you don't want to peak in high school. But at the end of the day here, that's kind of what you're dealing with. You're dealing with somebody who might want to knock you off your pedestal a little bit. It's possible. Somebody who wants to dominate you. Somebody who knows that you're more spiritual and you're better than they are, so they want to, you know, they want to dominate a little bit by telling you what you're doing wrong. Could be a narcissist. It could be. But also, this is somebody who might use soulmate, who might weaponize the word soulmate. Be careful with that. It's a powerful word. And, you know, if you're not a freak like me, the way you spot it is people keep coming. It takes time. But spotting whether someone's a soulmate or not takes time. You have to notice certain things. They come back. You forget about them and then they come back in. There's all sorts of things that you need to notice. Perhaps at some point when I get some time, I'll put it on my list of articles to write in the blog. Because it's a bit like doctors when they're trying to diagnose something like MS, for example. It takes a long time. You have to spot symptoms for a year or more in some cases that keep coming back because it's one of those things where the symptoms revolve around and go in circles, and there's, you know, it could be 100 other things until you can finally diagnose it. That being said, it's a bit like what soulmate is. You know, you're spotting certain things. So you can't just call it on the spot. You can't just meet somebody unless you're me or somebody like me and go, soulmate. That's a soul connection right there. Most people can't do that. You got to spot certain things. And so what happens is people like this use the word soulmate as a, you know, some kind of, we're soulmates. I can just feel it, you know. And it can, with certain people, resonate with them and make their pants fall off. So be careful about that. Final outcome for you, red with this asshole, the world. You see somebody for who they really are. The question is, will you believe it? Okay? You're in May, you're getting the power to see somebody for who they really are. Somebody you might have put up on a pedestal. It's somebody in your life, there's no doubt, directly in your life. Somebody definitely, you know, it's really weird. I get this energy, and it's strange to read, but it's somebody who wants to be your mentor. They want to be in your life. It's like the overall energy is this 10 of Pentacles, and I read it as somebody wants to be in your life, and And, you know, and they might say, you know, then they're going to try and do it. And they're going to show up under the guise of soulmate. I didn't even know karma was here. You know, but this can also be read as somebody wants to be in your life and it's driving them crazy that they're not, because they got so much that they want to say. They feel like they can be of help to you. It's almost like a cult leader of some kind. Okay? Be careful. You see somebody for who they are, the question is, will you believe it? Let's clarify. Let's grab the light seer. If I were you, I'd take most of it with a grain of salt. Be like this girl. Go out and poop in the yard. I don't know. King of Wands, tell me about it. Let's see where we go here. I don't know. All right. King of Wands. Ace of Wands. Crossed by the Ace of Wands. He's holding the Ace of Wands. Why is that here? What's on top? The Sun and the Death card. You certainly make this person happy, but what's the bridging energy? I want to be careful what I say. Yeah, the Page of Wands. It's like you make this person happy, but it's because they see you. It's almost like they see somebody having fun and they want to bring it down. They want to put an end to the happiness. Okay? It's a bit of that. Again, it reads like a narcissist on some level. It reads like a narcissist. It's somebody who wants to rain on your parade. They see you doing everything wrong. I don't think you are doing everything wrong. All right? I think you're going to see what I'm talking about. If assuming this is for you, you're going to see what I'm talking about this person. I'm going to tell you, you should believe what you see, what you pick up on. Okay? All right. And don't worry, even if they're right and you are soulmates, doesn't mean anything. It means, in fact, it looks to me like you got some karmic debt to blow out with this person anyway. So blow it out. It's fine. Somebody wants to rain on your parade a little bit. But, you know, in a way, like, it's not like they want to just say, there's a romantic tie here. They're into you. Okay? So they want to rain on your parade by banging you. It's like, I don't get it. It doesn't. That's why I'm going to keep pulling. So what's the deal? Hermit. I'm going to keep pulling. Why is the Hermit here? Very strange. Just catch my drift. You don't have to take me literally. I mean, this is just somebody wants to be your mentor. It can be somebody trying too hard to be your friend. Okay? They're trying too hard. That's a red flag. All right? If it doesn't work, I'll just say we're soulmates. So saying hi didn't work. Now I'll say, I think we're soulmates. Okay? You know. Look, anytime somebody walks up to you and says that, look at them like it's crazy town. Okay? Are you serious? I mean, that takes, you got to spot some things. You got to, you know, just because you hit it off and you had chemistry and you banged, doesn't mean you're soulmates even. It takes time. People have to, there's always, soulmates always go in cycles. There's always a little separation period. There's always a coming back together. And sometimes it's very small, it's very minor, right? You know, it's very, we banged last night, now we can't see each other for a few days. It's all you think about is that person. All you think about, right? It's all consuming. You start catching yourself being batshit crazy about it. Well, there's one sign. Do they return? Right? Well, that's the other sign. Soulmates tend to disappear and come back quite a bit. They come in and out of our lives quite a bit. There's always little mini separation phases. The Hermit. The Five of Swords. Somebody feels you on a very deep level. I believe they're mistaken. Okay? Why am I telling you all this about soulmates? You're like, why is Steve saying all this? Do I have it wrong that people are my soulmates and this and that? No. I'm just reading the energy here. I'm trying to help you. Okay? This person is mistaken. They think you're soulmates. I don't think you think they're a soulmate. I don't get any indication of that in the energy. I feel like this is Mr. Timmons, your boss at work, or it's your friend Janelle's dad. You don't even think about this person. All of a sudden, this person gets a notion, we're soulmates with Steve's Virgo viewer. You know, I think they're mistaken. Perhaps. So, and I feel like they think that they're the, I don't know, they got soulmates wrong. They think there's ranks, like military ranks. You're a lieutenant soulmate, they're a major. So they can boss you around. I mean, I don't know. It feels weird. This is the weirdest thing. The Queen of Pentacles. You know, somebody thinks you're the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, why is that here? The Four of Pentacles. What's the bridging energy? The Page of Swords. Again, it just keeps coming up. I keep getting pages in the bridging energy. I mean, for a minute there, I'm like, yeah, I can kind of believe that. Because this would happen. It's someone feels like you're a divine couple and you've been held back. They can feel the karma here. But again, the universe keeps saying they're reading it wrong. Okay, the Page of Swords reads as sort of a disappointing energy, right? It's somebody, they got it wrong. They're not right. There's karma between you two. I just don't think it's a soulmate. I'm gonna read this here. Somebody thinks you'll change their life. Somebody thinks that they'll change yours. I don't know. This is in their emotions, this Wheel of Fortune. Somebody's making you their end-all, be-all on some level. Look, this could play out a lot of ways. This could play out as a person at a party trying too hard to get in your pants. I mean, this could play out, but I think it's bigger than that. I think so. But it could just play out that way. It's possible, you know. We have a lot of energies popping off right now. It's showed up in position 1 in my Zodiac Fly Through in the Aries reading, where someone suddenly realizes they have feelings. Okay? That's happening a lot. And so this is par for the course. This is just particularly tricky. All right? It was pretty cut and dry in the Aries reading. This is tricky because I can't tell who it is. I can tell they're going to try to convince you that you're soulmates or something like that. I think they're mistaken. The universe, the energy is telling me they're mistaken. But why is there so much karma here? I don't know. Is it a lesson for you? I don't know. Let's pull on the Wheel of Fortune. It's crossed by the 9 of Swords. Who is this person? This is crazy town. Why is that here? The World. Okay, so it's tied to the final outcome. Why is that here? Judgment. Judgment. There's the karma. It's like all the emotional ingredients are there for what happens in a soul connection. Okay? So, how do I phrase this to you? Because I know exactly what this is now. How do I phrase it to you? Okay. So you have this runner, right? Let's just go back. It's not this. Let's just go back. I'll take you back. You have a soul recognition with somebody. And they run. That's your deep soul connection. You started watching tarot readings and all that kind of stuff. That's mutual. That's two people. That's a ball of energy with two people plugging into it. And one person runs. It's the way it always works. There's a separation phase. It's all very predictable. It just plays out differently a little bit in each soulmate cycle. Fine. It's mutual. It's happening on both sides. One side feels low self-worth. The other side's afraid to be vulnerable. That's what's going on in this one. Blah, blah, blah. Fine. We raise the self-worth of the DF, all's good. This is one-sided. This person's having a soul recognition over you and being the runner, and they're both the DF and the DM all in one. It's all just like an imaginary friend. It's like an imaginary soulmate. It's all over you. So it might actually be happening in their dream world more than anything else. But even if it does play out in the real world, you're like, what? You know, it's weird. That's all I can say. They're alone here. You're not here. Anywhere. It's fucking bizarre. How do they see you? Distant. They see you making mistakes. I want to pull on the 8 of Cups. I don't care about that. I get it. Somebody wants to be your hero. Somebody feels like they could be your guru, your teacher. We're soulmates. They go walk up to you and go, we soulmates, baby. I'm your DM. I'm going to be your guru. I'm going to teach you a better way. Let me take you under my wing. Somebody feel, this is like I'm pulling on Yoda and you're Luke Skywalker here or some shit. I don't know. It's fucking bizarre. In reality, they're not Yoda, they fucking Chewbacca. I mean, what the hell? 8 of Cups, why is it here? R2-D2, maybe. All right, here we go. Give me the 8 of Cups. I see you as... What? What? Getting away. This person's determined to hold it. I mean, this is like throw you in a van kind of energy. Be careful. If any vans pull up next to you, walk faster. All right? You know what I'm saying? Wear running shoes everywhere. None of those fucking heels or flip-flops. All right? Boots, no. Get you a pair of running shoes. All right? Nothing less than $100 of this shit. All right, what's on top? Once you go to the Salvation Army or something, you get some good shoes. I got for $20 a pair of... Anyway. The 8 of Swords on top of it. I'm just saying. I know other people's shoes, but hey, they clean them. I will risk the foot fungus for a $300 pair of shoes for $20. All right. 8 of Swords on top of the 8 of Cups. Why is that here? 7 of Wands. What's the bridging energy? The Emperor. See, there it is again. Somebody wants to be your hero. Wait. Don't go away. They see you slip it away. They feel like you know what you're doing, but they think you don't. They feel like you think you know what you're doing, but you don't. Somebody wants to be your guru. Somebody wants to be your hero. This could play out as your car breaks down and somebody offers to help you out or something. They're a little too eager. Be careful about that. There's nothing dangerous here. It's just weird. Somebody's having a soul connection with you and it's just them. You're not even a part of it. You're not doing anything wrong. The world. Somebody, but I think you know this person. I don't think it's a new person. So, in summation, I think somebody shows you who they are this month. You see them as kind of whacked out a little bit, you know, maybe getting a little closer to you than you'd like, possibly. Trying to get a little too involved, possibly. Okay? And again, it's up to you to believe it. When someone shows you who they are, believe it. We tend not to. It's human nature not to. Most people don't believe it. Most people will keep going in a bad direction with a bad person because they don't want to admit they were wrong. Because if they admit they were wrong, because they live by the logic of if I was wrong about this, then I'm probably wrong about everything I've ever done, which is complete bollocks, bullshit logic, you know. But people live by it. They live and die by it, believe it or not. So, at the end of the day, it's up to you whether you believe it. The world, your final outcome is the world. What is it? It's crossed by the King of Cups. Don't just give your love to somebody because they stay your soulmates. Again, this is about this energy right here is about pulling back. It's about taking a philosophical, wax philosophical where your heart is concerned. What's on top? The Tower. Jesus Christ. The world and the Tower. Why is the Tower here? The 6 of Wands. Yeah. And what's the bridging energy? The Lovers. Yeah. In somebody's mind, you're soulmates. Okay? I don't know how else to pray. Again, it's what I already said. With the world, the choice is here. The universe is showing you who somebody is. It's up to you what you do with it. You could drop a fucking house on them or you could go for it. There's no harm here. It's just somebody's very arrogant. Somebody's really trying to be your hero in some way. They're trying a little too hard. I'm going to pull on the Lovers. Give me a second. I'm going to take the King of Cups out. But again, what I said about the King of Cups, hold on to that cup. Look, the Hangman is fueling it. You see what I'm saying? All right. I'm just curious. I want to see if this is one-sided here. Give me the Lovers if I'm right. I think I am. Why is the World here? Because someone, again, you're seeing somebody in a whole new light. That makes you very powerful. You can do what you want with that. The choice is yours. But when someone shows you who they are, you either believe it or you don't. It's like anything else. I don't have to phrase it like that. I could say if someone shows you their feelings, right? You can either believe it or not. You know, some people refuse to admit they can be loved. Some people have a problem admitting they can be loved. So you could say you love them all you want, and there's not enough love in the world for them, right? Lovers, why is it here? Tell me about this connection. I'm taking the lovers and I'm fusing it over here. I'm going to pull on the connection. I want to make sure I'm right, that there isn't a connection. I like making sure I'm right for you. It's crossed by the Wheel of Fortune, which is fueled by the Three of Wands. There's your picture. Is she with anybody? Is that a Two of Cups? No. I'm asking about the connection. I'm asking if I'm right. Because I'm only picking up one energy in this connection, which means there's no connection. It's just somebody's energy. What's on top? The Six of Swords, and the Nine of Cups, and the King of Wands. And that, my friends, is the King of Wands. I don't know why I'm your second favorite. There you go. They're alone in this. It's their idea, their fantasy. Nobody in this boat. Oh God! I mean, this is so easy. This is so fucking simple, right? She alone. She alone. She alone. There's two people on this. This is what they're imagining. But again, it's all somebody's fantasy land. It's all the King of Wands is the bridging energy here. He's alone. Unless he banging that lion. I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. Let's see what else the universe wants to tell you. So, I don't know how else to phrase it to you other than somebody shows you who they are. Believe it when they show you and act accordingly. Make your own decisions. But beyond that, I think in a more detailed storyline here, somebody's going to try to convince you that you're soulmate. Somebody sees you as a soulmate. And they're mistaken. And I think you know they're mistaken. Is it wise to correct them in that case? You may have to. What are you going to say? Yeah, we are. Well, then we should go out. No, I don't want to. Yeah, but we're soulmates. Then you're just inviting a debate back and forth. I don't know. Plays out both ways, I suppose. I suppose you get a debate if you argue with them too. But soulmate takes a while to figure out if you don't know how to read energy, if you don't have empathy enough to pick up on the feelings, if you're not empathic enough, if you will, to pick up on certain feelings. There's a certain twinge soulmates have. There's a tie. It's like a knot, right? And it is what it is. You can't just, anyway. This person here definitely mistaken. What else you want to tell these people before we go? Very strange readings. Ten of Pentacles came back. Crossed by the Nine of Swords. Okay. Underneath that, we got part of the pre-shuffle coming back. Ten of Pentacles crossed by the Nine of Swords is the final message for you. Look, as a point, as a good point for advice, a good piece of advice, if somebody's trying too hard, it's usually a red flag. Okay? Something's off. Someone who can't take no for an answer, something's off. If somebody tells you, if somebody does something that makes you do this and makes you uncomfortable, something's off. All right? Again, just believe what you see about a person. There's no devil here. There's no danger. It's not. I was kidding about the van and the running shoes, although I think it's probably good advice for the month. But there's nothing nefarious happening here. It's just somebody's mistaken about you being soulmates, and they're trying a little too hard to, if you're interested, go for it. But I would not, even if this is the hottest person you've ever seen, I would not bang them or hang out with them in any way, because if they already think you're soulmates, they're just going to amplify it 500 times. A peck on the cheek is, passionate lovemaking to someone that's delusional. All right? Just keep that in mind. That's all I ask. But there's nothing bad. You're not going to end up tied up in somebody's basement or something like that. It is what it is. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. I've done my best. When someone shows you who they are, someone you already know, could be a boss, it's some sort of authority figure, right? Believe it. That's all. That's all you have to do. You can do what you want with it from there, but don't go into a state of denial. And then I've got two people that think they're soulmates when they're not, which is never good. You know, that happens a lot, and that's never a good thing. It isn't, because then you start acting like your soulmates and all that. You might form a new soul connection. It's possible, but some energies just aren't compatible. They don't link up. You know, and then you end up in bad relationships, and you stay in the relationship because you're both convinced you're soulmates. It's a fucking mess. I've seen it a million times. Anyway, that's your reading. I hope it was helpful. Good luck.